This is News 3 Now at 6.
Thank you for joining us. First tonight, severe thunderstorms moving through southern Wisconsin today. This afternoon, viewer Annika Swennen sent us this photo of a lightning bolt. It was taken from her home outside Mineral Point looking toward Montfort. In Grant County, a viewer sent us this video of their shed that was destroyed. This was sent in by Shonda Krapp in Lancaster. She says she saw the roof fly by and then went to find shelter. More wind damage in Platteville causing downed trees. Some covered roadways or fell in yards. Downed power lines were also reported in Platteville and Potosi.
And in Rock County, our crews captured heavy rainfall there. The photographer Brian Mesmer saw floodwaters on North Pontiac Drive in Janesville and on the frontage road along Highway 14. There was also a vehicle stalled in the water there. Those storms are moving out of our viewing area now.
Meteorologist Dana Fulton is here with your first warn forecast.
Right now, we do still have some rain towards Milwaukee. A cloudy sky starting to slowly become partly cloudy overnight. But thankfully, the showers clearing out as we look at our radar throughout Wisconsin. Again, most of the rain towards Milwaukee. A further look south, you can see that bow starting to push into Indiana. But these storm damage reports just stretching across southern Wisconsin. Most of them wind reports. We had some very strong wind gusts near Darlington. Reports of multiple branches down power lines. A lot of the video you just saw the scene for most of southwest Wisconsin. Now, the heaviest rainfall was right along the Wisconsin-Illinois border. Most of that area picking up at least 2 inches of rain, some maybe even closer to 4 or more inches of rain. So a very rainy afternoon, very windy afternoon. Right now there is still a flood advisory in effect for the eastern edge of Rock County and DeWalworth County towards Kenosha as the storms continue to clear out of that area. The rain still on the road in some spots. We're seeing some ponding and localized flooding. Here's a live look at downtown. We do have a cloudy sky for this evening, but again, it is going to become partly cloudy overnight and lead to a really pleasant Tuesday that we get to dry out and enjoy. But we'll take a closer look at what's ahead with your full forecast in just a few minutes.
And Dana, thank you. In many areas where the storm has already passed, homeowners and crews are starting to assess the damage and get started on cleanup as well. Gabriella Becerra joins us from Platteville, where our team is seeing a lot of fallen trees there. Gabby?
Yeah, Eric, as you can see behind me, this tree fell on top of the power line. It's blocking the sidewalk and most of the front yard. The homeowner tells us that the power is out on this block because of this tree, and despite Alliant Energy already having come out to take a look at the mess, he's still without answers on how long till it's taken care of.
Well, they just were standing around looking and then they left.
Do you know what's next to get this off the power lines?
I have no clue. No clue.
Now that the rain has stopped, homeowners and crews are starting to clear out some of the damage at other homes. That's something we've seen all over Platteville. One man we spoke with says multiple trees fell, blocking his street, and he's surprised it wasn't worse.
I was working on something, and all of a sudden, from the back of my mind, I realized I was hearing all these different sounds. Turned and looked out the window and realized it was full frontal force of the storm coming in as branches were falling and a couple of cars were honking at each other and trying not to hit each other.
And the damage goes even outside of Platteville, where a semi got turned over on the 151 just before exit 21. But again, it's going to be a long night of cleaning up some of the damages, but it looks like most of the storm seems to be over.
All right, Gabriella Becerra live in Platteville. Gabby, thank you. New video now from central Iowa. A downed tree crashing through a postal worker's windshield. This was in Des Moines. Our partner station there, KCCI, says he is okay. The city of Des Moines asking people to be patient as crews work to clean up that debris. North of Des Moines and Ames, very heavy rain earlier today, making it hard to see through the windshield of this parked vehicle. Several cities issuing travel not advised alerts due to the storm damage. Heavy rain and winds up to 100 miles an hour. National Weather Service reported hundreds of thousands of Iowans without power.
Next at 6, Dane County Executive Joe Parisi is reminding people to stay vigilant against COVID-19 after the state surpassed 1,000 deaths over the weekend. He says data from Public Health Madison and Dane County shows 1 in 3 people who tested positive in the last week reported being in a group gathering with people outside their household.
It increases the likelihood of the spread. Even when people are in individual offices or in individual places, when you have hundreds or thousands of people coming from the same place, they're going to be interacting. So if folks have been able to work remotely, we urge them and hope they will continue to work remotely until we're through the worst of this.
Along with continuing to work from home when possible, the county executive asked people to think twice before gathering with friends because they could be a carrier who isn't having symptoms but can still spread COVID-19. Right now, there are 36 people hospitalized in Dane County for coronavirus. That includes some pediatric patients. Over the weekend, Wisconsin reached more than 60,000 confirmed cases. Today, more than 600 new cases were added. DHS officials say a vast majority of Wisconsinites who have tested positive since the start of the pandemic, about 83% of all patients, have recovered. About 6.2% of new tests came back positive in the past day. That's a drop of more than 2 percentage points. DHS officials say the 7-day average is roughly 6%.
Wisconsin Democratic leaders are hopeful President Trump's executive order requiring states to pay for a quarter of expanded unemployment benefits won't stand, and that Congress will reach a deal on broader relief to help schools and governments. Democrats say that keeping the unemployment order in place could be another big hit to a state budget that's already been cut by more than $300 million so far. Wisconsin Republicans stayed mostly silent on the president's action. Well, the Big Ten has reportedly canceled its 2020 fall sports season. That includes football, and they say they'll try to play the fall football season this spring. That's according to the Detroit Free Press. A formal announcement expected tomorrow. Reports about a canceled season came shortly after the Mid-American Conference canceled its fall season, moving it to spring of 21. Earlier this morning, sports radio host Dan Patrick reported the Big Ten Conference voting to cancel the football season by a 12-2 margin, with only Iowa and Nebraska voting to play. Our sports director, Zach Hanley, will have more on this coming up a little bit later in sports. And Amanda Quintana tells us how experts at UW Health are reacting to this news. Amanda?
Yeah, Dr. Jeff Pothoff says what the Big Ten is doing is prioritizing health and safety. He says despite conference officials working hard to try to figure out a way to play safely, there are just too many barriers that would threaten the health of students, coaches, and our community. He says keeping team sports free of COVID-19 is one of the most difficult challenges.
You know, you can't effectively play the game with a mask on. You're not going to be able to breathe. You're not going to be able to distance because if you spread your offensive line out 6 feet, your quarterback's not going to have such a great game. It just becomes impractical to think that you can do that. So when you can't do those things, you really have to get ahead of it.
To get ahead of it, that would mean frequent testing, which he says is possible, but it would also mean creating a bubble like the NBA did, and that's just not doable with athletes who are also students going to classes and going out with friends and home to roommates. Pothoff says the college age range is seeing a big uptick in cases, and you just can't isolate the Badgers like you would need to ensure no one brings the virus to practice.
New at 6, Republican Senator Ron Johnson says he has subpoenaed the FBI to produce documents to his committee related to the investigation into President Trump and Russia. Johnson is also defending a separate investigation he's leading into Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden and Ukraine, even as Democrats say the investigation amplifies Russian propaganda. U.S. intelligence officials say Russia is working to defame Biden ahead of the November election. A reminder that Wisconsin's primary election is tomorrow. In this election, you can only vote for one political party. Voting multiple parties invalidates your ballot. And curbside voting is available at most locations. Many polling stations have changed due to COVID-19. To check where you should go to vote, enter your address at myvote.wi.gov.
And coming up next at 6, the Wanakee community adding a memorial piece to an elementary school after a beloved crossing guard passed away. How they're remembering Mr. Norman. And there's more local news ahead. Tonight on News 3 Now at 10, there's been an uptick in Wisconsinites being poisoned after drinking hand sanitizer. We're looking into what's behind that trend tonight at 10.
At Papa Murphy's, we knead seriously, chop seriously, and shred seriously. Because we're serious about Tuesdays, even if you're not. Every Tuesday, get a large pizza for just $10. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
Come in today for Rubens' annual leather event. Rubens has received generous discounts from all our fine leather suppliers. Natuzzi, American Leather, and many other manufacturers have allowed Rubens to give you up to 10% off on all leather furniture. Rubens' downtown store and Westside store have many pieces that are available for immediate delivery. Remember, all interior design services are complimentary. Stop into either Rubens today for our leather event.
Let's face it, dark stains and algae buildup can rapidly age a roof. But Mad City Roofing has the solution with our high-performance premium roofing systems. We're Wisconsin's #1 ranked remodeler. Get durable roofing with Scotchguard protection to prevent stains and streaks for long-lasting beauty. Lots of colors and styles available and thousands of satisfied customers.
And then we just wanted something we didn't have to worry about again. And we've seen this at Mad City or that. We thought, wow, that's the way to go.
Plus, ask about durable metal roofing options for a lifetime of maintenance freedom. And now during our Raise the Roof event, 75% off labor. Ask about 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. Call during this program and receive a free $100 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. Call 608-338-0590. That's 608-338-0590.
Summer savings is on now at Sloan Implement. Get a John Deere and your supersized Sloan deal. Get 0% for 84 months when you pre-order your new John Deere 1025R. Get a John Deere now during summer savings. Power up with
Sloan. Wanakee community members have found a special way to recognize a beloved crossing guard who passed away last month.
Mr. Norm is a crossing guard here, and he was honestly put a smile on my face every morning I'd drop off the kids or pick up. He was always like the warm person that you would pull in the parking lot and see, and he'd wave to everyone.
Norman Wildes worked as a crossing guard at Heritage Elementary School for 13 years. Along with waving to cars and connecting with kids, Mr. Norman also volunteered his time inside the school.
When he would get done with his paid crossing guard work, just because he liked to give, he would go in, and a lot of his work was in kindergarten. And he would go in, help the kindergarten teachers, help the kindergarten students, whether it be helping with a rotation in the literacy centers to, you know, doing whatever it would take to make sure that kindergarten experience is good. Volunteered his time regularly in that capacity.
The community wanted to find a way to honor Mr. Norman's kindness and positivity and decided to create a bench in his memory. They raised $3,000 to pay for it in less than 24 hours. The bench should be in place in about 6 weeks in the same spot where Mr. Norman always used to stand.
Thousands of middle and high school students in Wisconsin face a school year full of unknowns. Many coping mechanisms like arts programs and sports are in limbo or have already been canceled. Along with the physical benefits, sports help with emotional development, mental and cognitive functioning, plus developing confidence and friendships. A UW Health psychiatry professor says losing sports as part of an athlete's weekly routine can trigger anxiety and depression, but parents and coaches can still help motivate athletes and make sure they feel supported.
Coaches can still stay in contact, probably virtual in a number of districts, on a regular basis and check in with athletes, make sure they're doing okay, host virtual team workouts, team meetings, book clubs, video clubs to discuss inspiring movies or books about athletes.
She also says parents can help kids maintain a structure and schedule during this time. That includes exercise because it is a powerful antidepressant and anti-anxiety intervention. Garver Feed Mill hosting socially distanced events on its outdoor patio. You can make a reservation for yourself and up to 5 guests to eat, drink, and enjoy live music. Garver's Director of Public Programming tells Madison Magazine they're launching the patio events to provide a safe venue to support artists, entertainers, and other businesses that have been struggling during the pandemic. You can find more information on how to make a reservation at madisonmagazine.com.
Still ahead at 6, a new poll shows Joe Biden leading President Trump in Wisconsin. We'll take a look at the data and see how the candidates' messages are resonating with different demographic groups. And some severe weather damage in our area tonight. Dana's in next with your First Warn forecast.
Save money on your next project with 11% off everything right now at Menards. Improve your home's curb appeal with ideal garage doors. This 16x7 white insulated garage door has a traditional style for any home. $664.99 after 11% off. Update your home with a new Larson Storm Door. The Lakeview Split View Plus Storm Door features screen-away retractable screen. $354.99 after 11% off. Stop waiting and start saving with 11% off everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Comfort Services. Buy one air conditioner and get one gas furnace for only $1,000. BOGOs are back, and it's a beautiful thing.
Get the refrigerator you've always wanted now at the Brothers Maine Big Deal Refrigerator Sale. Save big on the latest from GE. French doors, black stainless, and smart refrigerators, all with 0% financing up to 18 months. And you'll get our risk-free 30-day price satisfaction guarantee. We make it easy to be confident in your new refrigerator. It's the Big Deal Refrigerator Sale with more selection, more savings, and more big confidence only at the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
Aloha, I'm Gary Canolti, inviting News 3 Now viewers to join me on a fabulous tour to the Hawaiian Islands, October 14th to the 23rd. Spend 3 nights on Oahu near famous Waikiki Beach, 2 nights on the scenic Garden Isle of Kauai, and 3 nights on Kanapali Beach in Maui. Enjoy a Polynesian luau with traditional food and dance, and visit the Maui Tropical Plantation. All airfare, deluxe resorts, and more included. For more information, call Holiday Vacations at 1-800-826-2266.
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being a place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cooked-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
The Wisconsin elections officials say voters have requested more than 900,000 absentee ballots for tomorrow's primary. That's more than 7 times what they requested in the last August primary. That was back in 2018. More than 500,000 ballots have been returned already. 2020 numbers are assigned. Voters are trying to avoid COVID-19 infection at the polls. And a pullout today from the UW's Election Research Center shows former Vice President Joe Biden leading President Donald Trump.
Amy Reed spoke with the polls director today and joins us live to explain what these results mean right now. Amy?
The poll center's director made things clear right off the bat. This is a snapshot of how people are feeling right now, not necessarily a prediction for what's going to happen in November, but the way that respondents feel right now in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania shows Biden may have a leg up on perceived failures of Trump. Among the young and women and for non-whites, Vice President Joe Biden is leading the race between him and President Donald Trump, and elsewhere it's close. A new poll from the University of Wisconsin's Election Research Center shows Biden over Trump 49% to 43%, with a 4.8% margin of error.
We do know from the survey that the public generally is down on Trump.
Research Center Director Barry Burden said this snapshot from late July and early August shows people generally disapprove of how Trump is handled recent events, such as the pandemic and Black Lives Matter protests.
And so on basically the major issues of the day, Trump is not faring well and will need to change the perceptions of the public if he's going to win.
Trump will also need to improve among white voters, with them being closely split between him and Biden. The results today are similar to other recent polls. CBS News over the weekend had Biden over Trump 48 to 42 with a 3.8% margin of error. And progressive-leaning Focus on Rural showed 51% of rural Wisconsin voters picking Biden over 39% for Trump. Burden said for Biden to keep his lead, he'll need to keep focus on what the public thinks Trump is doing wrong.
And to offer himself as a sane, sensible return to normal politics and somebody who has a kind of a sure hand. Trump's task, I think, is to remind people of the things that attracted them to him in the first place 4 years ago.
One concern many Americans have watching polls in this election is that many feel misled by those in 2016, some which showed Clinton easily winning. Burden said, though, a lot has changed this year, including that in 2016, state and national polls disagreed. And this year, as you saw in that story, we're seeing state and national polls in agreement over Biden's lead.
Amy, thank you.
All right, after a very active afternoon in the weather department, Dana has the latest on what's happening out there and a look ahead this evening.
We were a little busy in the weather office this afternoon. Right now, the rain starting to clear out of the area. A few light showers on the very far eastern edge of the state. The stronger thunderstorms now stretching through Indiana and down into the southern edge of Ohio. Those storms are going to continue to move east, but you can see a wide area of storm reports. These are storm reports through this afternoon from Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, all the way up through Iowa and Wisconsin. The area itself well over 200 miles long. And when we have large areas of wind damage, that actually has a name. We call them derechos. It's a very rare storm event, a severe thunderstorm event, widespread and long-lived. So all this afternoon and still continuing on as that storm system continues to travel east. The kind of general rule of thumb, it has to be more than 100 or 250 miles wide with gusts of at least 58 miles per hour, several gust readings of 58 miles per hour. And we had gusts up to 90, even 100 miles per hour reported in Iowa today. Straight line damage is the big concern this afternoon. We've seen several reports of barns and sheds and trees getting pulled down from the wind today. And these storms form in a very hot and moist, unstable environment. And that's exactly where we were at this afternoon, with temperatures well above average and a lot of humidity in the area. So this event for this afternoon likely going to be classified as a derecho. We'll see what exactly comes from our National Weather Service office as we look ahead to tomorrow and the days to come. Right now, still very cloudy outside. These storms right along cold front that's continuing to drive east. Behind this front, notice we're going to clear up pretty quickly. Overnight, our skies become partly cloudy. And for the next few days, we'll get to enjoy some sunshine and pretty comfortable temperatures. Partly cloudy skies by early Tuesday morning. Temps overnight dropping to the upper 50s. And for the afternoon, we will have mostly sunny skies. High temperatures for Tuesday close to 82. So just a degree or two above average, but very nice and very summery. Our breeze pretty light coming from the southwest. Stays more of a southern flow heading into Wednesday morning. We're close to 60 again for Wednesday morning. And then in the afternoon, partly sunny skies with high temperatures in the mid 80s. Our heat index readings, thankfully, not much of a factor tomorrow. It should feel like what our temperatures are. So certainly less humid than where we've been for the last few days, but still warm and summery outside. 82 the high for Tuesday and the low 80s again on Wednesday. Thursday, we're climbing up to the mid 80s. That's where we'll stay for Friday, with our next small chance for some showers and thunderstorms to develop late in the day on Friday. Better chance for showers and storms Saturday and Sunday. We'll have plenty of dry hours this weekend, but it does seem likely both days we'll have the chance for showers and thunderstorms. And as we look ahead to next week, high temperatures will finally be back close to average. We should be in the upper 70s, close to 80 for this time of year, and that's what it looks like is going to build back in for next week. That's a quick look at your forecast.
And coming up in sports, football this fall appears to be up in the air for the Big Ten Conference, while the Badgers are saying they want to play. Next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Earn now, spend later during Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Rewards Members Dollar Days. Now through August 16th, Rewards members earn $10 in Blaine's Bucks for every $75 spent in store, redeemable just like cash, August 20th to the 30th. Start earning today with great deals like $10 off Blue Buffalo dog food. Shell Rotella Tea diesel oil is just $26.99, and large bags of Farm and Fleet black oil sunflower seed, $19.99. Not a Rewards member? Sign up today and start earning Blaine's Bucks now to spend later just like cash.
Whatever your water worry, Culligan Water can help. From value-priced softeners to the world's best and even salt-free. No one has more solutions than Culligan to customize the best filtration for your home. The only water that comes with a van. Contact Culligan, the local water experts.
Gobin Cars Grand Opening Sale, beautiful Middleton. 2017 Nissan Sentras, Hyundai Elantras for only $79.95 or $129 per month.
That's right. Buy 2017 Nissan Sentras and Hyundai Elantras for only $79.95 or $129 per month.
Gobin Cars is selling 2018 Kia Fortes for only $89.95 or $149 per month.
Hurry in today and just ask for my dad, Don the Dealman Gobin.
Or my daughter, Crystal the Pistol Gobin.
You gotta go to Gobin, GobinCars.com.
When a student falls behind, a good teacher helps them catch up. A bad president would tie their hands, like Joe Biden would. Even with hundreds of public schools closed indefinitely, Biden opposes emergency parental choice grants, preventing parents from choosing options like private tutoring or charter schools if their public school is closed. A lost year is unacceptable, but 4 under Biden, that's a lost generation. Club for Growth Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Whether it's your morning cup of coffee or waiting for mom and dad to come home, our windows will provide endless possibilities to your daily routine here at Mad City Windows. Now would be a great time to take advantage of our summer spectacular sale. Get a house full of windows for $29.95. Zero down, zero payments, and zero interest for 18 months. A bonus. Buy 7 or more premium windows and get a patio door installed for free. Ask about our virtual online estimate. Call now to get a $100 Walmart or Amazon gift card with your estimate.
Parents joining forces to help their kids learn and socialize safely.
That's what we're motivated by, is how will this affect in a positive way our kids' mental health.
Could a learning pod make a difference for your kids? On the next News 3 Now this morning.
5 days ago, the Big Ten released their league-only 10-game schedule. Then Saturday, the conference postponed the start of padded practice. Today, reports circulated that the season isn't going to happen. Sports radio host Dan Patrick reported that the Big Ten voted to cancel its football season, while college football analyst Kirk Herbstreit is saying that the league is looking into delaying the start of the season, not canceling it altogether. Wisconsin football was business as usual. A UW spokesman confirmed to me that the Badgers did open up fall camp and practice on the field today. And after practice, some of the guys expressed their thoughts on the reports. Cole Van Lanen tweeted, "I'm in disbelief. This might be how it ends. Hashtag we want to play." David Moorman used a few more characters, saying the NCAA needs to find a way to give seniors across the country a chance to leave their mark on the field. The players, the universities, and the entire country need football in their lives, whether the season happens in the fall or the spring. And Colin Wilder added in how we might all be feeling at this point. "I'm trying to practice until the presidents of the Big Ten themselves give out a message. I don't want to hear anything else." You saw him break on the scene in Lambeau last season. You heard the nice things Aaron Rodgers had to say about him, and you know Matt LaFleur has confidence in him after not taking a receiver in the draft. But what does Allen Lazard have to say about himself? Big things are expected from the former Iowa State Cyclone, who enters training camp as the number 2 wideout. His approach? Treat it like last year, before he saw the field.
You know, just kind of looking at my journey through this NFL and everything, that's just kind of where I was able to make my biggest strides, is when I was kind of backed up against the wall and didn't really know where my position was or if I was going to have a job. So I want to keep that same mentality, same mindset, just to make sure I don't get too caught up with everything just from the success that I had last year and be able to keep on making strides.
Stop. And in case you missed it last night, Joe Pavelski came up clutch for the Stars. The former Badger lit the lamp with 31 seconds left in the third period to tie the game at 1. And then Dallas ended up beating St. Louis in a shootout to clinch the 3 seed in the Western Conference. Pavelski and the Stars open up the Stanley Cup playoffs against the Flames. So always nice to see him doing some stuff.
And Allen Lazard, too, huh? You like your Allen Lazard. He covered Allen Lazard in college, so
Yeah.
he loves Allen Lazard. We'll see if all this stuff's crazy. I hope there's some football. Yeah,
my head hurts from trying to figure this out.
It's been tough. Zach, thanks. Let's go to Dana. Final check.
We'll be back to sunny skies tomorrow. The rain fully moving out of the area overnight. Tomorrow, high temperatures will be in the low 80s. We'll stay in the lower 80s for Wednesday with partly sunny skies for the end of the week. A slight chance for a shower or thunderstorm late in the day on Friday. A better chance for showers and storms Saturday and Sunday. We'll be in for a seasonal stretch for the following week with temperatures close to 80.
All right, Dana, thank you. And thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.